Hey guys, how's it going? Figure I'd make a YouTube video. It is snowing outside and I have the wood stove cranking behind me. And I figure I'd make a video today on choppers, or at least my three favorite choppers that I have used so far. Um, for me, choppers are one of my favorite tools to use here in Western North Carolina. Um, and when I say chopper, I'm talking about a tool that is a little bit thicker than a machete, but not too obtrusively thick. And I have one exception to that tool. Um, but yeah, it's just a tool that is very good at limbing, batoning, slicing through small diameter trees, bamboo, stuff like that. I find them a lot more useful most seasons here. I'm not carrying an axe most of the time. So yeah, these are the three that I figured I'd show. We'll go from just top to bottom of this pile right here. We'll start off with the one that I've used the most, and that is my Primitive Woodsman hellbender. This is a hunk of 80 CRV2, and it is a 1/4 inch thick. It's quite a nice tool. This is the one exception I was talking about. This tool is so thick, but I would love to have this tool if I was having to baton down large amounts of firewood and really take down trees to build all-night fires. It's got this huge swedge that runs up along the blade, and that reduces the weight of it. The edge geometry of it makes it decently good at slicing. Like, I can slice through a lot of like 2 to 3 inch diameter trees in about 2 to 3 whacks, usually. Talking with Primitive Woodsman, and maybe we'll get him on the channel here one day and we can do skills video. He actually thins out the grind out here, like as it gets closer, so that it slices a little bit better and he makes the grind a little less obtrusive. Yeah, it's 80 CRV2. Mine has rubber handle scales with natural micarta liners, and I've had this blade for probably close to 2.5 years now, and the only thing I've ever had to do is sharpen it. I live decently close to Primitive Woodsman, so I usually just take it to him to sharpen because he has all the stuff to get right back to the factory angle. But yeah, it's a really awesome tool. Forward lanyard hole for securing a wrist lanyard if you would like. It also has a rear lanyard tube. But yeah, that handle is super comfortable in 2 positions. This is very Jason Knight inspired. So, but yeah, it's been a great chopper. This is like a heavy chopper is what I would call this. And it has a nice little Kydex sleeve with a hellbender lasered onto it. But yeah, I usually run a sling on these two and then carry a crossbody like that. That's usually how I like to rock these tools. But yeah, I just figured I'd show that one as an option. This is a very, very awesome tool. You're not going to break it. It does great work. Next one. This is a recent pickup to me, but these guys are great friends of mine. This is Houghton Era Outdoors. This is their solidgo. This is like their large parang style looking blade, and it's become a very quick favorite of mine. It's 80 CRV2 again. They did a special black and red handle scales for me. I like those colors. And it's got jimping right here and up at the top so that you can use it pretty effectively as a draw knife. It's very thin. I think this is 1/8 inch stock. That makes it great though for a lot of slicing. While the hellbender is so thick that like some of the smaller diameter stuff is going to have a harder time, this is great because you can get a lot of momentum with like wrist flick cuts and stuff like that. And the grind on it is exceptional. Does well on batoning. With these choppers, batoning firewood is really great. Good 90-degree spine on it for striking a ferro rod. What I like about this is there's almost 3 different positions you can hold the knife. You have the really up close fine detail work, kind of a mid-sized chopping. This is one of my favorites. And then you can get all the way back here for lots of leverage. Yeah, this one has a tube on the bottom for a wrist lanyard if you want it. And it's really nice. I'm really excited to do a lot more with this blade, but it's held up great so far. It's been batoning firewood for the cabin quite a bit. It's one of my favorite tests to do with knives that I get. And it comes with this really nice sheath that they do. I think it's in-house that they're doing these leather sheaths. But this one sits canted on your belt like that, which is good. I feel like in the summertime, this one's going to come into play a lot, because here in North Carolina, it basically turns into a jungle in the summer, and I like having a long blade with me. So, Houghton Era Outdoors solidgo. And then this one is probably one of my new, like, real favorites. Like, this is coming in second place to the hellbender. This is the Hobo Forge heavy instructor. I'm going to do a dedicated skills video / review video on this knife, but I'll just go over the specs here. It's forged 5160 with curly maple scales and red liners, as you can see. I've got a wrist lanyard on it, and this is a great size. It's almost like a bolo. It's a little bit thicker than 1/8 of an inch, so it can whip through small diameter stuff because of that really thin grind. One of my knife making friends, Matt, said as long as you have enough blade width, anything is possible. So this blade is really wide, so you can really channel it down to a really thin grind, but it's still really durable. Batoning fat wood, batoning oak. It was cutting through oak and birch just a couple minutes ago. And I just have this traditional sheath that Jason makes for it, and I have it on a GP sling so I can sling it over my body. But yeah, this has become a really big favorite of mine. I'm not usually the biggest fan of wood handles, but Jason does a really awesome job. And yeah, I'm really excited to do like some small stuff with this to show the capabilities of a chopper doing small things like cutting trap components, all of that. And I have a lanyard on here for the X chopping fashion. That's one of my favorites. It locks in really well if you slide back here, so I have a lot of whip and leverage. But yeah, with that, I just figured I'd do a quick video today and get those out. Yeah, my 3 favorite choppers. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you all are having a good rest of your week.